I can just quickly tell you kind of like what's on the top of my mind, just so you know, is that again, I'll kind of like repeat a bit of what I said last week, but for those of you who are willing to put money on ads, I think it's the fastest way for our ROI, for returns. It's obviously it's a risk, but I've never seen such fast results. Like we've been testing it, and the fact that you can get nowadays, like we get the funnel pretty dialed up, especially on the buy side. So getting buyers, potential buyers to buy, who are interested to buy a business and look for support. Like we very much dialed it. And the way that we're testing it right now with our elite members, which is the done for you kind of like agency that we have. So we basically insert them into our own deal flow platform and send them the same leads. And it's pretty fascinating. So because you can talk to anyone. Anyone can be a potential buyer. It can be a business owner, or it can be a regular individual, or just financial buyers looking to put some money or try to buy a business no money down, and we can support them. And the process is, I think, much easier than the sell side, because the buy side, all you need to do is introduce them to deals. And those deals can be deals from other brokers that you can have deals with. So let me try to put it super simple, right? You can run ads to the funnel, like I showed you examples inside the training on what that looked like, the funnel. You send traffic from an ad to a funnel, then they book a call in your calendar. And I sent on the WhatsApp an example of some of our advisors. Like we get calendars or like full bulk calendars. So if someone's willing to work 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, get 2 calls an hour, so 30-minute slots. Show up rate is about 50, 60%. So you need to expect that most people will, not most, but between 50 to 30% will not show up on the call, just because that's the nature of booking calls online. A lot of people just flake. But you get them on a call, you sign them on to be their buy-side advisor, which is basically you supporting them to buy a business. And how do you do that? You introduce them to deals, and the deals are basically businesses for sale. Those could be business for sale from any other marketplace. So from Biz by Sell, Business for Sale, all those websites, which you can easily access. And you can also have a deal with those brokers, right? So we charge at least 5,000 retainer upfront from the buyers, plus we take a percentage at closing. So we take anywhere from additional 5,000 to 1 to 2% of the deal, right? So it depends on the size of the deal, but basically tell them, hey, you pay $5,000 retainer today, plus we're going to take at least another 5,000 at closing / 1 to 2%. If you're giving them extra support, if it's a larger deal, you can play with whatever you want. The 5,000, of course, is also flexible. Like we're ranging it for 5,000 from a 6 to 12 months of support, basically, where we're going to help the buyer find deals. We're going to help them make offers. We're going to introduce them to banks. We're going to introduce them to investors. Plus, we're going to introduce them to banks. I said banks, lawyers, accountants to help with due diligence. What did I miss? And we also give them a program. So our elite members are also going to white label our acquisition accelerator training, right? So they're going to get access to a training as well, just to learn the basics of business acquisitions. It's the fastest way I've seen to get our ROI, because for you guys, don't get me wrong, the personal branding, the outreach, the content stuff, all that stuff is great. I just see that it takes longer and you need more patience. So for those of you who don't want to wait and just want fast results like yesterday, then you'll need to be willing to put money on ads. You don't have to, but again, it's just a super quick way you can get it done. What else? So the numbers that we're seeing is, like I said, this 50 to 60% of the people will show up. So you get around 30 to 40% of people who are not showing up. Then you need to aim to close at least 10% of the people you're on the phone with on a retainer, right? So that's like at least 5,000 a retainer. So if you have 10 calls a day, you can get 5,000 a day on a retainer, plus additional 5,000 to 1%, 2% at closing of the deal. And you can earn a few extra $1,000 from referrals. So when you talk to a bank, when you talk to other brokers, like you can have deals with them as well. So for us, Banks are giving us 1% of the loan size. So that's additional great income if you close the deal. When you make introductions to lawyers and accountants, you can have some kind of referral agreement with them, which either extra 3 hours for you or some kind of a few $100 or a few thousand, depends on the deal, the due diligence size. You can make money there as well. And if you introduce them to businesses for self with other brokers, you can have a deal with the other broker. So you can take a split commission with the other broker, or even take 10, 20% of the other broker commission. Obviously, depends on the broker. So all of those can add additional fees to you. So you're not just getting the $5,000 retainer from the buyer from your first call, but you also get a percentage from all the introductions you make. That's why if you're willing to work with people, like I suggest on the first deals with no retainers, then I mean, you can make good enough money just from the introductions you make. Plus, by the way, what we're testing right now is for our elite people, we might start some kind of a recruitment process where we're going to introduce to them like basically salespeople that will take calls on their behalf for 10, 20% of what they can close. So that's something that you can easily scale as well. So yeah, just something I wanted to share, kind of like what's top of mind. Works really, really well for us. We're testing it right now at like you'll need to put our fee right now is it depends on how much you want to run it, but it's at least 3,000 a month for us for the agency. Plus we ask you to put at least $3,000 to $5,000 a month on ad spend. And then our goal is to get you to 3x return on ad spend as soon as possible, which means that if you put 3,000 on the platform, it's not goes to our three. Let's say you put 3,000 on ads, you pay 3,000 for us, for our agency to run the ads for you. So you spend 6,000. Our goal is to get you 3x return on the ad spend. Are you with me so far? Hopefully I'm not going too fast. So if you're spending 3,000 on ads, you get 3x on that. You get paid $9,000. You spend $6,000, and that's just from the retainers that you made on your first month, right? Now imagine if you're making $10,000 from the bank referrals on loans. Imagine if you get at least $10,000 from the broker split commission. Imagine if you got at least $1,000 extra from the other introductions you make to lawyers, accountants, and whatnot. That's how you can make the business really cool. So if you like, if you take 5, 10 calls a day, that's how you can. Obviously, you'll need to spend more on ads the more calls you want, but that's how you can make a return really, really good. If you are decent in following the script and your sales process, you should be able to make good money, and that's what we see. And I think it's a fast way to get results. And if you're not willing to get to that point yet, then get your first deal as soon as possible from the outreach, from the content, from your personal brand, and get to the ads later on so you could scale faster, like hire a team so you could be kind of the person who's making decisions and not necessarily on the phone all day. Yep, that's my quick update. Hopefully that's valuable for anyone here. And